We knew it was coming, and it has now been fact. LeBron James, 50,000 points. And yes, they beat the Pelicans. In the meantime, 136-115, a season-high 7 straight wins. He finished with 34, 8, and 6. Luka, just a quiet 30 for Luka last night, 15 rebounds.
Oh my God.
Yep, that's all happening. I also like the shoes, weirdly. Regular season playoffs, it's now a combined 50,000 points, as I mentioned. A million accolades. This is just another one. So I ask you, Chandler, I'm going to start with you. Yes, he's got championships, all the things that he's done. What will you remember the most when it's all said and done?
You know what's crazy? Maybe because it's just so fresh and obviously current in my mind. I think I'll remember this season, how elite, how good he's been at the age of 40 years old. We'll never see it again. We've never seen it before. Usually you see a dramatic drop-off. All the greats, they all go through this. They all see their minutes, their injuries, everything kind of dwindles down and you don't see this much production. I saw a side-by-side between him and his last MVP, his numbers-wise. They are literally identical. And this is at 40 years old with a team that's went through a lot of adversity, a huge change, and they continue to get better. He might be all first team all defensive at 40 years old. So I know he's been so great since literal high school. Like the guy's been unbelievable since he's come out. He's had no hiccups. I think I'll remember this the most, just how good he's been at this age. It's spectacular. I don't think we'll ever see it again from a 40-year-old man.
I think that's fair, right, Lou? Because everybody's got points and the numbers, and our brains don't always process all of that.
Yeah,
but the fact
this is most
40,
impressive to me.
This is happening.
Yeah. But you know what? I'm gonna go to complete opposite from Chandler, man, because his career has had so many phases, so many moments in life. You know, we've had silly LeBron, get your hand off my lemonade LeBron. We've had villain LeBron in Miami with the black mask. We've had headband LeBron. We've had so many phases of LeBron, but I always go back to his rookie year when, you know, his teammates went out publicly and said, there's no way an 18-year-old kid is going to be the leader of a franchise, going to be the best player of a franchise. And they fought it for a little while until that season started. And from that moment on, LeBron James has absolutely been the head of every franchise that he's been involved with. So what he's doing now as an elder statesman, let's talk about how this story started as an 18-year-old kid, and even his teammates didn't think that he was mature enough to be the head of the snake of a very successful team. And for 21 years, he's been that. So that's where I would start.
So he's got the whole big picture. You're going this particular
I mean,
season.
it's such a long, great resume to choose from. I just think now what he's doing, like think about Kobe's last year, think about Dirk's last year. You see this big drop-off. This guy's better than ever. It really is insane.
I know. I think it's like the last 2 months have been as good as any year, if not better, that he's had ever, which doesn't make sense. There are some players in the 30,000 range of points. KD, Harden, Curry's got almost 29. Is anybody getting to 50?
I mean, KD's the obvious choice, right? He's going to play for probably 4 or 5 more years, and he's the closest at 35,225 points. I don't think James gets there. I don't think Curry gets there. Maybe it's someone young. Maybe it's a Luka, which that would be Nico's nightmare if he plays that long. And boy, was he wrong if he gets to 50,000 points just on the longevity. But maybe someone young, but I think the obvious choice here is Kevin Durant because I think he's going to continue to play. He's healthy for the most part.
Doable. He's
an elite. He can shoot. He can shoot the basketball until he's 45 years old and be 7 foot, pick and pop 4. So I think Kevin Durant would probably.
I mean, the answer could also be no one, Lou. I mean, if you want to take.
I was about to say I don't think anybody touches it. I don't think anybody gets close. But if I got to pick a guy, it's going to be Kevin Durant. You know, just one of those guys that's. His game is going to translate and when he gets older. Like when he's 38, 39, he can still play with his back to the basket and be able to shoot over guys. Or he can go to a young team and become a Ray Allen-esque guy at the end of his career where you can be a standstill three-point shooter and just pick teams apart from the three-point line. Like I think he'll give himself that opportunity, but I don't think anybody touches this. I don't think anybody gets close.
Is there anyone young? I know it's virtually impossible to predict, but that sort of seems like they could be on that path.
I mean, Luke is a guy, but again, this is the same guy that the GM just bet against the longevity of his career. So who knows? Time will tell. Anthony Edwards, these guys, SGA, these guys are going to score a lot of points, but they have to play 20-plus years to get close to this. So it's
even with the threes, like somebody out there who's a big three.
It's not going to happen. LeBron has
50,000's insane.
It is a lot.
Got a huge head start on everybody. You got to think about everybody's first 5 years compared to LeBron's first 5 years. Like, or even let's just say his first 3 years, you know, like his rookie, sophomore, going into his third season, he was running up numbers that a lot of these guys didn't have the opportunity to get. They're usually in a position where they're being in position to be the next guy on a team. You know, they're slowly walking into it. From day one, LeBron James was touted as one of the best players in the league, averaging 20-something points a game as a rookie and having high expectations. I think that's what gives him the edge over a lot of these young guys, just how he started his career and having that head start and experience for his career.
Yeah.
So our old buddy, old pal Shams reporting that Luka had a, quote, one team, one city, forever mindset. Oh, don't we all? But now that he's with the Lakers, I'm wondering, does that carry over maybe two teams, two cities forever type situation?
Yeah, I mean, and I think this is where the main frustration stems from, right? Like, he was extremely caught off guard. He did not see this coming. Dallas was his home. He thought he was going to be there for a long time. He fully intended on signing that full max extension. He had just bought a house, just closed a house in Dallas. So, yeah, I think Dallas was his one-stop shop, and obviously things change. You see a lot of these greats end up switching teams towards the end of their career, but I mean, I can see the Lakers keeping him for a really long time. They should extend him. They should give him that same deal. Obviously not as much money with the Supermax, but he should be a Laker for a really long time, and I'd love to see him do that. I'd love to see him succeed here. I'd love to see him win multiple championships here and prove everyone in that Dallas organization that they couldn't have been more wrong.
It's kind of weird to ask that question. I realized it as I was asking it, Lou. It's like, it's already over, one city, one mindset. Like, it's done.
Just never say never. Never close the door. History shows us that once the honeymoon is over and the crowd stops cheering and it's over with, it's time to move on. We can count on one hand probably superstars, the guys that are in Luka's position who have been allowed the opportunity to stay in one franchise, and the only person I can even think of is Kobe Bryant. You got Steph Curry.
And
other than that, who's left?
there's two more.
Dirk, Duncan.
Handful of Spurs guys. You got Tim Duncan. You got Dirk, and that's a handful. Like we may have. I got a thumb left. I don't know another guy. But other than that, everybody else moves on, especially later in their careers when you don't have such a high expectation to be this superstar caliber guy. You know, when you're starting to dwindle down, that gives you the right to kind of go out and ring chase or go link up with some younger guys that can further along your career when you're at the end of the road. So never say never. I love to see guys continue on their careers as long as they can and have longevity with an organization. But the reality is this game don't love you, and once it's over, it's over, and you got to go find a new home.
Yeah, I think he's learned a lot about loyalty in a quick period.
I don't see Jokic ever leaving. I think he's
done with basketball before he leaves.
I think as soon as he's not good, he's out, and I think he's a Nugget forever.
Yeah, I think if they're like, we're thinking about trading you, I think he's like,
Giannis,
I'll stop you right
Giannis,
there.
I can see him leaving. Like I that's probably gonna happen.
Yeah, I already see that.
Jokic ain't going anywhere.
All right, fair enough. By the way, there was another team on the floor last night. We don't want to not talk about what Zion had a moment doing here. Let's take a look at this. He had 37 points in 26 minutes. What do we think, Lou? Still got it? Top 10? Could he be? That's fun.
Good Lord.
We ain't gonna start these tops.
How about top 20? Let's start there.
No, it's just great to see him healthy. It's great to see him active, above the rim. He looks like he's in great shape. He's still flying, still putting a lot of pressure on the rim, and so. Forget the list, forget the tops. It doesn't matter. Just be healthy, be consistent, and just continue to build, man. And once you get to a place, then we can start worrying about accolades. But right now, we just want you to be consistent and continue on and just be in a positive influence on the team that you're playing for. We don't know what the future holds, but as long as you're a New Orleans Pelican, we love to see you in uniform. That's all I care about.
Yeah, more plays like this, right? Like that's the Zion that we missed. That's the Zion that we love. He's played 23 games this year, and his numbers, look at his numbers right there, 25, 7, and 5. I mean, he's efficient from the field. He's 56% from the field. He's obviously struggling big time from 3 at 23%, but this is a dude that when he's on the floor, he is elite. He is extremely athletic and dynamic, and he looks great. So,
yeah, he did.
Again, I'm with Lou. I don't think it's kind of putting him in this box of is he top 10, is he top 20? Basically, if he's on the floor, he's going to be really good. And if he's on the floor, the Pelicans are going to be a lot better. So he's got to find a way to do this consistently. Can he do this again next game? Does he have to sit out? Is there load management coming up? So I think that's the biggest thing with him. It's always going to be his health.
I agree with you guys. I don't want to put him on. I just want to see him out there.
I just do more of that. Like that.
Let's see him out there.
And then, yeah, give us these moments, and we'll be happy. Another game, Warriors still on the road, this time at the Garden.